Namaste. Hello there. This is 12 great inventions we should thank India for, and I already know a few of them, but I know shampoo for a fact. I know there are a few others that I've already gone through videos like these, which have restated them several times, but yeah.
All right, number 1, the zero.
Yeah.
People in ancient times had always thought that there should be some sort of a sign to indicate nothing. Well, their worries were put to rest in the 5th century AD, when Aryabhata, an Indian genius of math and astronomy, invented the zero as a symbol to represent nothing. It made addition, subtraction, and a slew of other mathematical operations a whole lot easier.
Yep. It's
You
funny
can
how
see
just
the
zero.
oldest zero in existence carved in the wall of a temple in Gwalior, India. If you're not a big fan of math and the invention of zero seems like nothing too important to you, just think, without it, we would have no binary system and no computers. How do you like that zero now? Number 2. Rulers. The Indus Valley Civilization was using rulers in 1500 BC and earlier.
A
Made
measure.
from ivory, these
All right, so that's one I did not know about, a form of measurement, how to measure things. I don't know if they can create. Well, they probably created the measurement system too, probably the metric system, because the imperial system is something only America uses. It's funny how it's called the imperial system. You know, you would think they would go with something less authoritarian, but no, it's the imperial system. Why does America use the imperial system when the rest of the world uses the metric system, which is tens? It goes in quantities of tens.
rulers were found during excavations in what is present-day Pakistan and northwestern India.
Oh,
Apparently, they were widely used in architecture with pretty amazing accuracy. They had units corresponding to 1.32 inches that were marked with extremely precise subdivisions within 5,000th of an inch.
it wasn't the metric system.
Number 3,
It was
chess.
measurements. Ooh.
This all-time top game for intellectuals is also an Indian invention.
There are more sophisticated versions of, well, thinking like games, but chess is always the top of the top.
Its ancestor was called Chaturanga, and it
Right.
was a strategic board game popular during the Gupta Empire around 6th century AD.
Is that for 4 players?
Like the chess we know today, this game had various pieces with different value and capabilities. It also had an important king figure, and winning the game depended on the fate of the king. Another popular board game brought to us by India is Snakes and Ladders. The original version was called
I have never played that game before. I have never once played Snakes and Ladders. I have no clue what it is. It's a board game, but it makes no sense. What does Snakes and Ladders have to do? Please let me know down in the comment section below, because I've never played it. I've always heard about it, but I have no clue if that's even what the board game looks like.
Mokshapat, and it was invented by a 13th century poet and saint by the name of Gyandev. The snake stood for vices, while ladders were virtues. During India's time under British rule, the game made its way to England and later to the US.
And I still haven't touched it.
Number 4. Plastic surgery.
Oh, so we have India to blame for all that. I'm not well, I guess there is the reconstructive surgery that is great and beneficial, but I have not a fan of what it has become. I'll say that. The fictitiousness of humanity due to what have people, but again, something that's done to help people out always gets blown out of proportion because, well, the self-centeredness of humanity, the way they will just want to improve themselves.
In the 6th century BC,
Something that's
an
created
Indian
probably
physician
good.
named Sushruta created a huge reference book on medicine and surgery. It was one of the world's earliest works of his kind. Sushruta, often called the father of surgery in his home country, described the use of hundreds of medicinal plants and instructions for performing surgical procedures, including nose reconstruction and skin transplantation from one part of the body to another. The original method of rhinoplasty that involved taking a piece of skin from the forehead to reconstruct the nose is even still used today. But back then,
But then again, why? Well, okay, I can't. I've seen a few people who I feel they should. But that's the thing. Even if you change the way you look, your kids are still gonna get the possibility that they're gonna get that feature. So, you're not really changing anything. It's still in the gene pool.
nose jobs were done to help people who had been deprived of their noses as a punishment for theft or adultery. Ooh, how times have changed. Number
See, so it was created as a way to help people, and only those who wanted to improve themselves. And it's become a huge industry of people, well, of the rich and wealthy, just trying to make themselves look prettier and prettier and fake and fake and fake and fake and fake.
5. Cataract surgery.
And not even the rich and wealthy. Some people can't
Sushruta
afford
not
it.
only invented plastic surgery, but also performed the first cataract surgery. He used a curved needle to remove the lens from the affected eye.
I mean, I know how it's done,
This
but still.
revolutionary procedure soon became popular outside of India. Patients and doctors from around the world visited the surgeon to get operations done and learn from his experience. The genius surgeon never turned anyone away. He said that he got all his knowledge from the god of Ayurvedic medicine, Dhanvantari. Number 6. Wireless communication. When you think of the pioneer of radio communication, Guglielmo Marconi probably immediately comes to mind. And that's for good reason, of course. He even received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1909 for his innovative work. But Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose presented his discovery of radio communication waves to the public in 1890.
I remember seeing him in one of my books growing up. They probably not in them anymore, but in like one of the reference books, the study books.
He sent an electromagnetic wave across 75 feet at the town hall in Calcutta. The wave passed through walls, rang a bell, and ignited some gunpowder. Marconi used Bose's invention, the mercury coherer, as a pattern to build his operational two-way radio. Bose never patented his work, so he was only credited for his discovery a century later.
Yeah. But that's the thing. I don't think India really used patents. It was a Western thing to, copyright your work because it will get stolen. And, well, let's just face it, the West tended to do that quite a lot. It's like, oh, this works. You know what? We'll take that. We'll toy with it a bit, and we won't give any credit to the original creator.
Number 7. The USB.
Hey.
The USB, or Universal Serial Bus, is a way more recent invention than wireless communication, of course. It was brought to us by Ajay Bhatt, an Indian-American computer genius that was working as an engineer for Intel back in the 1990s. He came up with the idea of a universal port for devices as he was putting an SD card into his computer. Remember those things?
Yep. SD cards, floppy disks, because it's just like you need something, and it's the universal port that is in everything, and almost everything has just gone to USB or Type-C.
The device instantly became a huge hit. Bhatt himself didn't get money or official recognition for his invention, as he's always insisted that it was the result of teamwork.
Aww.
Today, the amount of USB devices used worldwide is over 10 billion items, making it the most used computer gadget out there. Number
Used
8.
for charging phones,
Yoga.
devices, just...
Hit that like button if you've ever tried yoga. I have. If you keep practicing it and see the positive changes in your life, then you should thank India for it. The
Yoga's
first
common.
yoga guru was Lord Shiva, also known as Adi Yoga. People in northern India were practicing this spiritual exercise over 5,000 years ago. The word yoga was even mentioned in the Vedas, India's oldest sacred text. The Brahmins further developed the art of yoga and documented their experiences in a treatise with over 200 records. Indian Prime Minister Narendra
Stretching, the
Modi came up
balance.
with the idea to celebrate Yoga Day on June 21st, and it's now an actual international holiday with millions of followers.
Wait, there's an actual yoga day? Internationally? I guess I missed that because it's past that But yeah, I had no clue about that. I probably have heard it, but it's like one of those things, if you're not really aware of it, even if you hear it, you're not going to pay attention to it. I had no clue. I've done yoga before. I'm pretty limber. I can still put my legs behind my head, but being able to do that and actually have the balance and muscle structure and the ability to do yoga poses, I don't. I can bend easily, but I can't pose.
Number 9. Natural fibers. Nothing feels better than the touch of natural cotton on your skin. We could have been deprived of this situation if it weren't for the bright minds of India. Unlike the ancient Greeks, who wore animal skins, the Indians started cultivating cotton back in the 5th and 4th centuries BC. They used cotton threads to produce fabrics that soon became a huge hit in the Mediterranean and beyond.
Make themselves look rich and wealthy with all the
have
color.
their origins in India. And flush toilets were one of them. Believe it or not.
Thank you for that one. That one's the number one. That's the most amazing out of all of them. A flushing toilet is great.
Home toilets connected to a complicated sewage system with canals, irrigation, and smart water management existed in the land of spices over 5,000 years ago. Pure genius.
Yep.
Number 11. Shampoo.
I knew about this
The
one.
word shampoo comes from the Hindi word shampoo, which means to massage or knead. The substance was invented in India in 1762 and was originally used for head massages, hence the name. The first shampoo was made of natural oils and herbs. British colonial traders fell in love with the idea and brought it back with them to England. It took years for the original head massage oil to evolve into shampoo as we know it today. But fact is fact. You have the Indians to thank for the beauty and cleanliness of your hair. Number 12. Buttons.
Hey,
This clothing staple is at the top of our list. So simple yet revolutionary, the first button were found during excavations in Mohenjo-Daro, one of the largest settlements in the Indus Valley civilization, yet again. Over 5,000 years ago, buttons were made of seashells and used as an ornament and not for fastening clothes. But they had 2 holes in the middle right from the start. So, are there any inventions on the list that you can't live without? Let's discuss it in the comment section.
yeah, that was
Be sure
actually
to
kind
hit
of unique.
like and share.
I was not expecting to have so many that I hadn't heard of before. Because normally when I watch these, there's like, oh, okay, I heard that one. I heard that one. I heard that one. There's one I didn't hear before. But yeah, I mean, Zero, the USB, the radio waves, is like, oh, I remember seeing that guy's photos somewhere. I remember that. It's just like all these little things are just like, oh my gosh. Yoga was common. Shampoo, yes, I already knew that. But the buttons, but then again, it wasn't used as a button. It was used more like a pin, probably to pin clothes on, like a brooch. It was probably used more like a brooch, but it still had the same concept as a button, I guess. So yeah, that's so we have India to blame for the uncomfortable button-down shirts. Yeah, but I was surprised. I was not expecting to be surprised by some of those. Which, honestly, it's always good to learn something and be shocked by it. Be like, oh my gosh, yeah, that's good. I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that. I'm happy for that. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.